Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we're going to be looking at the Honor Pad 9. So we've just looked at the Honor Magic 6 Pro, which is their last year's smartphone. So the Magic 7 Pro is coming out soon. This is their tablet that they currently bundle with the Magic 6 Pro. So this is their sort of mid-range tablet. So it's equivalent to like an iPad Air, but a lot cheaper. So in this review, I want to delve into why this is cheaper than an iPad and what features it offers you and what money you can save by going for the Honor tablet rather than an iPad or say a Samsung Galaxy tablet. So I bought this bundled with the Magic 6 Pro phone. It was on a Black Friday offer, so I paid about £129 for the tablet, which was an absolute bargain. The full list price on the tablet at the moment on Honor's website is currently on for £219. So it's still a good value tablet. It's still not a bad price. So for £219, you just get the tablet. You don't get anything else. So Honor do a keyboard to go with the tablet. They do one for, so it adds up the price to £239 if you go for the keyboard and the case with it and for the tablet, which is very good value for money. You think about if you went for an iPad Air, for example, to be paying £600 for the tablet and then £300 or £250 on top for the keyboard. So this is excellent value for money compared to, say, an iPad. Even if you look at the iPad basic model, so the iPad basic model starts at, I think it's about £329, and that gives you 64 gigabytes of RAM, and for the keyboard case, it's an extra £200 on top, so you're looking at nearly £500. So that's just to give you some idea about the pricing on this tablet and how good value for money it actually is. So one thing I particularly like about Honor is that they always have some sort of offer on their website. So at the moment, you get a free pencil with it to use on the tablet, which is really good. So that's completely, doesn't cost you anything at all. And the case wise, if you don't want the keyboard case, you can pick up an Honor official case for $5.99 with the tablet. So Honor always have some really good deals on their website, which I like. They always give you some really good discounts and offers, which of course other manufacturers don't. So this compared to the Samsung Galaxy tablet seems very good value. So the Samsung Galaxy tablets are hundreds of pounds more expensive. And I recently had a Google Pixel tablet, which I paid about £500 for that. That came with the dock. But this tablet makes the Pixel tablet seem very out of date and very old fashioned due to the specification on it, which we'll go over next. So the next question to ask is, what do you get for your money? So for the £200, what do you get specification wise? So the tablet starts with a lovely 12.1 inch LCD display, which is 2.5K resolution. So it's higher resolution than most tablets in this price range. So for example, the Google Pixel tablet was a bit less resolution and the Galaxies are a bit less, but it's a standard 2.5K is a very good screen resolution. So it's not, you all know about 4K, 2K, 1K. So it's in between a 4K and a normal TV set. So it's just over full HD resolution, which is really nice and crisp. It offers excellent picture quality for watching films on and Netflix. So in this price range, it's not an OLED screen. So as you've all seen, some tablets like the iPad Pro are coming with OLED panels. This is not an OLED panel. This is a standard LCD screen, but it's really good quality. Because of the high pixel resolution on it, it gives you plenty of resolution for watching films and pictures. So don't worry about the screen quality. It is really good. Screen also is fully laminated, so it feels like when you press it, it doesn't feel cheap or budget or any way. It feels like a really high quality tablet. So it weighs about 555 grams with the battery in total. So it's pretty light to carry around. I could throw that in my bag and not have any problems with it, including the case. It handles, feels really light in a bag to take anywhere with you on holiday, to watch on the plane. It's really, because for the screen size, because what they've done is they've gone for a sort of 16.9 widescreen display, whereas if you notice on the iPad, it's more of a square design, rectangle design. So this is much better for watching films on, so you don't get the black bars as big as they are on the iPad. I think it works fine for working on, and that's the way that Samsung Galaxy is going as well. I think iPads may move to that eventually. I think the design doesn't quite fit for watching films on very well. So you get enormous black bars due to the aspect ratio. So this is better for watching content on, in my opinion, than an iPad. So I'm just going to touch very briefly on what's powering this device. So it's a Snapdragon 6th Gen CPU, which is a sort of mid-range CPU. It's not overly powerful, but it's not underpowered. It feels really snappy in everyday use, and it means that you can run games on it. You can run photo editing software on it, video editing software, all runs fine. I've tried Adobe Premiere Rush on it, it all runs really well. So I had no problems with this tablet in day-to-day use. I was surprised how powerful and how quick it felt. I think part of that is one thing we forgot to mention on the screen is that it's got 120 hertz refresh rate. So as you will know, iPads only have a 60 hertz refresh rate unless you go for the Pro models, and some of the Galaxies have not 60 hertz refresh rates unless you go for the higher end models. So this is a budget tablet with 120 hertz refresh rate, and the screen puts the iPad base model to shame. It is a fantastic screen. It really is good for typing on and scrolling through it because it's so fast. It's fluid. The motion on it is so much better than the iPad. In terms of storage, so they only do one model with this. So it's got 256 gigabytes of storage, which you can't expand. So it's sort of a mid-range model. So if you think about an iPad Air, for example, that starts at 128 gigabytes and goes on upwards. This is sort of mid-range, 256 gigabytes. I think it's plenty for what the tablet market is aimed at, so you can store plenty of videos on it and then just delete them when you don't need them anymore. So I think it's perfect for what it's aimed at for the audience. It comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM, so it's fairly quick. It also offers Honor's Turbo RAM, so it can pull RAM from the 256 gigabytes to speed up faster. And it's got plenty of AI features on it, and which all Honor phones and tablets offer now. It's AI compatible tablets, and some of them are pretty good. So they're just like Google Pixels. They support all the most of the Pixel AI stuff. So if you look at the Google Photos app, for example, that has got a lot of AI processing already built in. So it's really a shame that Apple haven't built into their more budget range tablets. Like the iPad 10th generation doesn't even come with Apple AI, and it can't support it because of the processor. So it's nice to see Honor putting a powerful enough chip and memory in this so it can support AI. So I think it's much more future-proof than say an iPad 10 generation. So let's just briefly talk about the camera module on the back of this. So it is, I don't like to recommend using cameras on tablets because they are often rubbish. And I would say this is not too bad, but it isn't very good either. So it's meant to be a 13 megapixel camera. So for the occasional snap in the house, it's fine. For the occasional use, it's okay. And it does video as well, up to I think it's 1080p video. It doesn't really. And I'll show you some examples of video shot. It's not great. I wouldn't recommend using the camera on it. And it's the same with the iPad. I don't find the iPad camera very good. So it's not exceptional on tablets. It's nice to have for using. Mainly, I use the camera on tablets for copying documents or scanning into PDF. That's kind of what I use it for. So I wouldn't bother using the tablet as a camera. It's also too big to hold as a camera. So just don't use it as a camera is my advice. Stick to it as a tablet as it's meant to be. So the audio quality on it for watching films without headphones is actually not bad. So it's got a 8-speaker system on it, which is a bit more powerful than the 10th generation iPad and the iPad Air. So it actually sounds better than those on the iPad Mini. It's supposed to have got 2 microphones. So I called people up on it and they could hear me fine. I had no problems with that. I think they're at the top there located. So in terms of the Pixel tablet, this is much better sound quality wise. So if the Pixel tablet has a dock with it, which makes it sound better, but if you don't use the Pixel tablet with the dock, the sound quality does suffer quite a lot. So this is better, I'd say, than the Pixel tablet. For example, it's so much better value for money. So if you're thinking about getting if you've got a Pixel phone, for example, you do not have to buy a Pixel tablet. You can go for one of these or any other manufacturer's tablet running Android, and it will integrate with your phone fine. Because I used to think that Pixel tablet would work best with Pixel phones, and it's just not true because they all run Android operating system. This runs on its own version of it, which is called Magic OS, but the actual operating system behind it is a stock Android. So it runs perfectly fine with Android phones. So don't worry about that. Even if you've got an iPhone, you can integrate this well because you can get Google Photos app on your iPhone. So please don't be afraid to look at this over an iPad, even if you've got an iPhone. I think it integrates well with my iPhone and runs really well. I can transfer pictures around with it really easily, and it offers so much better value for money than an iPad. So because we've mentioned the build quality on the screen, but I want to talk about the build quality on the back of it as well. So it's made from a really strong aluminium chassis, and it feels really, really strong. So I've tried flexing this, bending it, and it doesn't really move. If you look at it feels just like an iPad 10. Quality-wise, there's no difference in terms of, for me, and it feels even better because of the laminated display. I think it just feels better made than an iPad in a lot of ways, than the cheaper ones. And also the Pixel tablet. So the Pixel tablet uses like a ceramic back on it, and it's okay. It just feels a bit weird to hold. I prefer the aluminium design on this. It feels lighter. It feels easier to use. So I would recommend this design over the Pixel tablet, to be honest, if you're looking into the market. I think it's very similar to the Samsung tablets. So if I would compare this to the Samsung ones. Oppo also do a new tablets. There's a few around at the moment. They all offer really good value for money compared to the compared to the Pixel lineup and the Apple lineup, because they're trying to get into the European market, and they just do offer better value for money. So it's worth looking at these brands of tablets over the Apple and the mainstream Pixel brands. Real difference. So it also has, in terms of battery life. So this is one area where the battery life probably does. I've noticed it does suffer. So it seems to drain quite fast. So it's meant to have about 8 or 9 hours battery, like an iPad or a Pixel tablet, for example. And you can get out of it, just doing typing. But if you start watching films, it does drain a bit faster. It does have an 8,300 milliamp battery, which is quite large for this tablet. It maybe some of the settings weren't set up right. I'll have a go with the power settings, see if I can improve it. It's got a 35-watt fast charging. So if you think about an iPhone or an iPad, that charges about 20 watts. So this is much faster than an iPad at charging. So that was really nice. So you can plug it in, and again, an hour or two before it charged up. So that made a big difference. It didn't seem to get particularly hot on day-to-day use, even when running games and videos, and so that was quite nice as well. I thought actually it ran pretty cool, that mount, because it's got a nice small Snapdragon chip in it, which is on the 4 nanometer process, which the smaller the chip, the more power efficient it is, basically. So I won't go into details about nanometer processors, but if you've got a smaller process chip, then it will run less hot, basically. So that's a nice thing about having a good Snapdragon chip in this, is that it runs nice and cool. The Pixel tablet, for example, has their own tensor chip in it, and that runs so hot. It got really hot during gaming and struggled on some demanding tasks. So the tensor, I would not get the Pixel tablet anymore. I think it's too old. I think it needs scrapping, unless you get an amazing deal on it. But these offer much better value for money. So let's sum this up then. So in conclusion, I would recommend buying this Honor Tablet 9. I think it's a really nice tablet. I think it offers excellent value for money. They do one, if you want a bit more power and you want the OLED screen, they do a tablet up worth looking at. I think it's about £400, and that is still really good value for money because it offers an OLED panel, a faster CPU, more memory, and so and so. So these tablets, so far, I've not tried the more expensive one out, so I can't recommend it without saying I've tried it. But I have tried this base model out. Well, not the base model, but the one in between. So I do wholeheartedly recommend this Honor tablet over the Pixel tablet, and also the Samsung tablets, because of the value for money on the price. I think it feels really nicely made. The screen is excellent. I would get the keyboard case for it, because it's such good value. I think it works out like a tenner to get the keyboard case with the tablet. So get the keyboard case with the tablet, and then you've got yourself a fully fledged portable laptop with plenty of power in it for video editing and also photographs on the move and typing. So if you just need something, even for kids, this is ideal. Put it in. You can get some kids cases off Amazon. These are excellent for kids because they're really fast and they've got really nice large screens on them, and you can just install the kids' Android app on it. So wholeheartedly would recommend this tablet for anyone who's after a medium range tablet that offers plenty of performance and value for money. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I hope this has been helpful in trying to advise you which mid-range tablet to get. Thank you very much.